Welcome to our lecture online. So we have 4 distances for quasars, or for any object that is really far away. So the distances can be expressed in terms of the redshift z, which is not really a distance, it just measures how much the light has shifted, the Doppler shift, so to speak. Then we have the fraction of the velocity relative to the speed of light, the ratio of the velocity relative to the speed of light, which gives you a fraction. It'll be anywhere between 0 and 1. Then we can calculate the distance the object will be at today if everything we estimate is correct. So based upon the numbers that we put in for the mass and the energy of the universe, we can calculate how far we think the object is today. And then we can figure out how long ago the light left the object, and so we can then say how far the object was at the time that the light left the object, the light that is currently reaching us. So what does it look like? Well, first of all, the first couple of rows are z's that are non-relativistic, very small values for z. So you can see that z and the speed of light relative to, and the speed of the object relative to the speed of the light is roughly the same. And you can see that the distance where it currently is versus the distance where it was when the light left it is relatively the same. But as of course the speed increases, these two numbers will begin to diverge. Where the object was when the light left and where the object is today is going to, of course, be a very big difference. And then here you can see as z becomes larger and larger and larger, by the time z is equal to 1, the object is moving at 60% the speed of light. By the time that the object, let's say, has a z of 10, then the object is moving at 98.4% the speed of light. And of course, any object that has a z of 10 would now be 31.5 billion light years away. And of course, it was about 13.2 billion light years away at the time that the light left us. The very farthest objects that we've seen to date have z's of very close to the value of 10, which means it goes back to about several 100 million years after the very beginning of the universe. And of course, that's the whole idea. If we see objects with greater z's, greater redshifts, that means that it was farther and farther and farther back in time. Of course, today, that would be an incredible distance away, much farther than the light has an ability. So any object that's there today, when it radiates light, it would take 40 billion years for it to get to us. So that's kind of what that means. So those objects by now have moved into a region where we can no longer see them. The light would take an enormous amount of time to reach us. And so those are the 4 different ways of looking at distances. The first 2 columns are the most likely to be used anywhere because those are easy and accurate values. It simply tells you that if an object has z equal to 4 and another object has z equals to 3, that this one simply is farther than this one. It gives you a relative distance and it gives you relative speed, or sometimes they express it in terms of how fast it's moving, again to indicate how far something is relative to another object. And that's the way it's done in astronomy.
If the quasars are like at the z number of 50, and it's moving that quickly, wouldn't the mass increase?
Remember, it's space that's moving. They're just going along with space. They're not moving relative to space, so the mass would not increase. So you think about relativistic effects on the galaxies, but they don't experience that because they're just simply stationary in space as space moves. So they don't feel the relativistic effects. So remember, the largest z that we found for a quasar was like around 7.5.
So did the Earth's black hole ever had a quasar?
Did which black hole? You mean the Milky Way galaxy?
Milky Way, our Milky Way.
You know, the size of the Milky Way galaxy black hole is about 3, 4, or 5 million solar masses.
Not big enough.
That's pretty big. So it must have been swallowing up a lot of stuff, which means it probably was a quasar. So our own Milky Way galaxy was probably a quasar, or had a quasar at the center some time back. And when we collide with the Andromeda galaxy, it might turn back into a quasar. But I won't be around to see that. You might be, but I'm
you were around to see it when it was a quasar.
not quite, not that long ago. I'm not quite that old yet. Now, the dinosaurs, that's another story. I remember when I was young.
Find the dinosaurs on your way to school, uphill in the snow, both directions.
Yes, for my breakfast. I had to hang on to it tight.